today, August 6, 2017, I filmed Blood Red Moon, and we're going to get into the scriptures about the moon, and we need to take heed of the signs that we see instead of ignoring them, because red means emergency, red means stop, red means woe to you, red means death. So if you don't want to pay attention to the red, and these are the signs of God, our moon is not brown or red. I know for you Game Boy mentally retarded people, our moon is not brown or red. You cannot superficial this away. It ain't going away. So this is one of those things that either you face it or you face the consequences of not facing it. So let's get into the scriptures. Revelation 6:12. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became like blood. Like blood, red. The moon became like blood. It ain't gonna say, oh, it's identical to blood. It became like. It's the sign. So we are already seeing the sign of the blood moon. It is becoming like red. Even on the 4 eclipses with the blood moons, the moon was a light brown. Now look at it. It is bloody freaking red. Okay, and the sign is just an indication of something. So when we get this indication, we know the great earthquake is on its way and the sun is about to go out. Acts 2:20. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. And so we know it is became like blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. So we know an earthquake is coming. We know that the sun is going to be darkened, and we know, and we already seeing the moon being turned to blood. This is what you're looking at. So God is giving you an indication before destruction. And I'm human like the rest of you, but all too many times we get engulfed with the symptoms, you know, of the problem instead of facing the problem. So I'm sitting here focused on this red right here when I'm not focused on what's causing the red. And so that's what's causing the red. The whole time I had filmed Nibiru circling our planet right here, you know, and then I also filmed Nemesis. And as you see, the heavens and the elements and the firmaments is starting to be on fire. This is the signs that are in the book, and people are not taking heed of these signs. So I'm filming Nibiru right here going through space right in front of my eyes. I'm knowing that it's strange here the whole time. I'm saying, okay, we got some cloaked ships that's in a V pattern. No, that's not cloaked ships. That's Nibiru, and that's the tail of Nibiru passing by. And as it fades in and out of the hemisphere or whatever, it's disappearing, you know, so it's out of view. So I'm thinking, oh, spaceship. And a lot of people have said spaceship or cloaked ship as we focus in on this red, you know. And then there's Nemesis right here, you know. So it's another one on the right side of Nibiru and smaller, and it's Nemesis. It's right there. And so Nemesis and Nibiru is popping in and out of my camera frame without me understanding what exactly I was looking at. And so now I got them both at the same time on the camera. So we're going to get into these scriptures right now, and we're going to take a look at Nibiru and Nemesis up close. We are past the days, we're past the hour, we're in the final minutes, and this thing is counting down. And we know what we're looking at here. The same thing that I just caught on camera, but up close and personal on some of these videos. So the same V-shaped pattern that I was thinking that were cloaked ships are actually death. It is destruction. It is the fury and the anger of the God Most High. This is God saying, I am pissed at this world. That's what God said. He said, a fire is ignited in my anger. And so you seeing Nibiru and you seeing not L&M, but Nemesis. So Nemesis on the bottom right and Nibiru are flying together just like I spotted them, but differently because this is another part of the world. And so you can see the tail of this fiery comet. It ain't a comet, it's a planet, but it's acting like comets, and meteors are following behind it, fiery meteors. Let's stop playing pretend. God said the elements were going to catch on fire, and he said we are going to get hit. This is going to be plummeted to earth, and so we are going to get hit according to scriptures by what we are seeing. Everything else have come to pass. Why wouldn't this? So I saw somebody else's video with they did a video kind of like mine, and they put some of the same information that I put in my videos, and then the scoffers came and said, I'm so sick of this bullshit, I'm tired of these lies, it's not real, because he didn't have the actual footage. Here's the actual footage in your faces. Explain this, scoffer. So we're going to get into the scriptures about what we are seeing right here. So we're going to start off with the destruction we seeing in Revelations 8, number 7. The first angel sounded, and hell and fire followed, mingled with blood. So you got to think about the prophets and the scribes. Okay, they were getting visions, and it's back in the day, and they had never seen anything like this. So they described it as a red horse, dragons, and hell of fire followed by blood. It's their description of it, and that description of it is confusing a lot of people. It's all the same thing. The fiery red horse, the fire that's in the sky, the dragon, the mingled blood with hell and fire. It's all the same thing, because now in today's society we are sitting there experiencing and watching it. We are going through what they visioned back then. So the first angel sounded, and hell and fire followed, mingled with blood, and they were thrown to earth. So this thing was thrown to earth, and so basically it's following a cycle. But the countdown says, the scientist says, the people who study in Revelations 12 is September next month, on the 23rd or the 24th. So scientists is saying the 23rd. People studying Revelations 12 is saying the 24th. And a third of the trees were burned, and all the green grass was burned up. Revelations 8:7. And so we're going to go into 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So we had one guy who was a CIA informant that said basically this thing is going to speed up at the last minute and catch everybody off guard. So when people are saying the 24th and the 23rd, it could come tomorrow. It could come tomorrow. And so you need to be scrambling. If you know all of these meteors are going to hit the earth, and you know it's going to pound the earth, says scientists, we don't know how long. They say 30 minutes. I say an hour. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying an hour of getting pounded by, as they describe, 70-pound meteorites are going to hit this earth for an hour. 70-pound meteorites. So they predicting by the speed of this planet, when it speeds up and us passing through this meteor field, the tail of this beast, that we are going to get pounded 30 minutes. And I would say, give or take. You know what I mean? It's better to be safe than sorry. Let's give it another 30 minutes. You know, everybody understand that? So, the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. And this is 2 Peter 3:10. In which, and I'm giving you the verses so you can go look at it yourself. In which the heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements will melt with fervent heat. You know, and I got video of people's cars melting in this heat right now. You know, both the earth and the works that are in it will be burned up. So if God is saying this earth is going to be burned up, what the hell is these fools looking at Jerusalem for? Ain't Jerusalem this earth? Stupid. So God is sending us to a new earth. Why in the hell get focused on some trashy ass Khazar Jew takeover place where they done shed our innocent blood there and desecrated our land? Nah, we ain't looking at that filthy land. I don't want to say cuss words, but I'm not. We're looking at a new Jerusalem. So God is saying this earth and the works in it will be burned up. Zechariah 14, number 12. And this shall be the plague which the Lord will strike all the people who fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will dissolve while they stand on their feet. And you got to think of Sodom and Gomorrah when they was getting hit by brimstones. A lot of people are saying this is nuclear war. It could possibly be, but it could possibly be the strike. You know, so their flesh will dissolve, melt. And remember I said the scribes and the prophets, you know, they basically trying to describe what they're getting from the Spirit. You know, and I have been off on that when I'm trying to describe what it ain't words, they don't have a picture book where we can look at it. They just put an impression on your mind and heart, and then you speak from your heart. So anyway, their eyes shall dissolve in their sockets, and their tongue shall dissolve in their mouth. That is an intense heat. Revelation 16:9. And men were scorched with great heat. So we know that these fires, so I saw 3 burning flames. So if I was writing the Bible and the text script, and I say what I saw, I would say I saw 3 burning flames in a V-shaped pattern. I saw 3 clouds of smoke in a V-shaped pattern, and based on our knowledge today, I saw 3 UFOs in a V-shaped pattern that were switching form. So let's say 600 years or 2,000 years in the future, you know, when things are way different, you know, how would they explain this? How would they interpret what I'm saying? You know, and that's the problem that we have in here. So we're going to look at 2 Peter's 3:12. Looking for and hastening the coming of the day of God, because of which the heavens will dissolve, being on fire. So we're heating up. Global warming, they know what it is. They ain't going to tell the people. They saying, oh, it's because of your emissions and fuels and things like that. That's garbage. We heating up because of those volcanoes are erupting, because it's these planets and firmaments that's coming. The whole New Jerusalem system, which include hells and levels of hell, and it does, is heating up this system here on earth. So the heavens will be dissolved, being on fire. And so we seeing this fire. That's the fire. There is no strange fire. The fire is beneath us, but the heavens that's being caught on fire is above us. And as you see, they've been watching this fiery thing since what is it, 86 or something like that, or 83. You know, they've been watching this for a long damn time, and so basically this thing's fire have never went out. It's hell. That's why it ain't never went out. Just like the earth's core is hell. That's why it's eternal. It ain't never going out. You know, it's enough science here for people to believe in God, but let these fools not. I mean, let them burn. Let them play pretend. Let them be playing their fucking Game Boys and shit. Why this thing is gonna blow their ass to sockets and melt their ass, and you know what I mean? Like God is saying that He's gonna melt their ass. So anyway, the heavens will be dissolved, being on fire, and the elements will melt with fervent heat, and that's happening. And so another prophet is describing this in Revelations 12, number 3. And another sign appeared in heaven. Behold, a great fiery red dragon. And so like I said, I was focusing on the red, but I needed to be focusing on the dragon that's causing the red, because it's fiery. And so we all know heat, fire, you know, and the melting way, the passing of the heavens and the earth. His tail drew a third of the stars, which they describe as stars, which we know as meteorites. It doesn't matter, but it's going to hit the earth, says the Bible. And so his tail drew a third of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth. So we need to stop pretending and wake up to the real reality of the scriptures before it's too late. And you, according to science and according to those who predict in the scriptures, and I'm not putting my say in there, but I am heeding the warning. I'm not going to say on September 24th, because I said in the last videos it could happen tomorrow, or it can happen a month afterwards, you know. But God is going to catch them all off guard. God is going to catch us all off guard, except for those who sitting there watching like me 24/7. And just like I said, it is getting dangerous to drive right now. Why? Because any moment this whole damn thing is going to be awry. Where are you going to be? What are you going to do? What are you doing to protect yourself? Because, you know, we can go into the Bible where it says that 7 females will be wed to one man, or trying to wed one man, saying that you don't have to feed or clothe us, but give us your name. And you know why? Because that happened already, and that's the aftermath. So the people who survived it is going to do the right thing by the Lord afterwards. You know, they ain't going to be arrogant. They're going to be humbled by what happened, and everybody is going to fear the Lord with such fear. I mean, these are the survivors, that they're going to straighten up their act. So we can do a whole nother segment on the aftermath after this hour of power. Let me say it, the hour of power, because we finna get rocked. So I'll read that again. Revelations 12:3. And another sign appeared in the heavens. Behold, a great, this planet is huge, fiery red dragon. Why? Because on some of the videos it looks like it has 2 eyes out in front, as you see, you know. And I believe that is the first video to the left. At some point it looked like it has 2 fiery eyes, and it has a long tail, and since it's split in 2 like that, it looks as though it has wings, you know. And so this is what they're describing, and they're seeing visions. They're not seeing the actual product like we are seeing. And visions and dreams come to you according to your own understanding. And I say that again, since I get them, you know, and I analyze them and study them, whatever level you on at that time, and your own understanding, the spirit do not give you nothing past your own understanding. So you would have to break it down in monkey logic sometimes, because that can be your understanding level, but nevertheless you're going to receive some scriptures or revelation. Anyway, another sign appeared in the heavens, and behold, a great fiery red dragon. And we seeing that red, you know. His tail drew a third of the stars of the heavens, and we know those to be meteorites, and threw them to the earth. So this is going to be hurled at the earth. So this planet, this Nibiru, this Nemesis, this Helenin, it was Elenin, it was already thrown to the earth by God, by his angels, right? And basically, we are getting ready to get hit, people. And I just want to wake you up. We getting ready to get hit. So again, I'm gonna say this again. Stop pretending. It ain't going away. We need to face the reality of the scriptures before it's too late, and not just the scriptures, the signs you are seeing with your own eyes. Wrapped in a
Rudy from BC. Again, this is where the sun's setting. That's looking east.